Greetings, NASCAR enjoyers, and this is the final NASCAR race on Amazon Prime. Well, at least this year. Yeah, I'm going to miss NASCAR on Amazon Prime, but to the boomers that still refuse to get rid of cable and to the ones that are against streaming, it's a good thing. Yeah, I got rid of cable to save myself some money. I just never understood why some people still pay for cable nowadays, especially when you got YouTube TV and other alternatives. Yeah, even Roku TV exists. Yeah, I just never got it. Why do some people still pay for cable nowadays? Anyways, enough talk about cable. Let's go on to the race. This race also got marred by a rain delay as the Pocono rain curse continued to haunt the track to this very day. Keep in mind, races at Pocono used to get ruined by rain, and you were lucky if you got a full 400-mile race, or God forbid, 2 500-mile races. Yeah, those were the days. Remember when Pocono had 2 races on the calendar? Now it's just 1. Times were different. After the race got delayed, the Great American Getaway 400 finally gets underway and begins with Kurt Busch giving off the command to start their engines. After Bushy Sr. gave off the command to start their engines and the pace car went to pit road, the first stage of the race began with Denny Hamlin surging past Prosper, Texas. Hamlin's fast, but Buescher is right on his tail. Meanwhile, in the back, it goes 3 wide and Chase Elliott starts jumping ahead. While Hamlin continues to lead, Prosper, Texas blocks Hocevar, who tries to get past him, and he starts running down Hamlin. Prosper, Texas attempts to get past Hamlin, but fails to do so. So far, things are looking exciting. While Hamlin and Prosper, Texas continue to go at it, we get an animation of how downforce and drag works. And yeah, drag does affect the other driver as air blocking becomes a factor. So far, no cautions and not much is going on except with an exciting battle between Hamlin and Prosper, Texas, and Hamlin plays the air blocking game. Both drivers still have to deal with lap traffic. Carson Hocevar gets loose and hits the wall. Because of that, he is now falling behind, and Reddick just got past him. Chase Briscoe gets past Hocevar for 4th, and Cole Custer is also in the mix. Hocevar tries to do a crossover move on Custer, but Custer is resilient, although he still managed to get past him, and the battle for 5th gets intense with Ty Gibbs and Brad Kay getting into the mix. Daniel Suarez makes an early pit stop and nearly gets lapped by Hamlin. Hocevar and several other drivers come down to pit road, while the leaders stay out. Ah crap, Chastain got overtaken by Blaney. But anyways, Denny Hamlin wins the first stage and is looking to be the dominant driver at Pocono. Several drivers come down to pit road during this stage caution, while some stay out. But anyways, the second stage begins with Brad Kay and Ty Gibbs battling for the lead. Hamlin starts jumping ahead and is currently running in 8th. He's now in 6th and has jumped up to 5th. Wow, he's just fast. Meanwhile, Bubba Wallace is trying his best to hold off Austin Dillon. Hamlin is now in 4th and continues to move up. Riley Herbst blows a tire, hits the wall, and causes the first non-stage caution of the day. Yeah, I get upset whenever cautions happens because I always do that. I'm sorry if, well, some of you get mad at it, but it is how it is though. Several drivers come down to pit road. AJ had to come down to pit road again as he had issues down in pit road. But anyways, the caution ends with Keselowski continuing to lead, and then all of a sudden, Hamlin tried to jump up, but wasn't able to do so, and Free Willy just jumped up to first. Wait, what? Yeah, that's what I said when I saw William Byron jump up to third. Yeah, I actually like that nickname for him. Michael Moose does come up with a lot of creative nicknames. Yeah, Moots comes up with a lot of nicknames. Well, Roots comes up with a lot of good nicknames. That's why I'm trying to say Roots. Bubba Wallace blows a tire, and that causes our next caution of the day. Dang it! Brad K pits in despite the fact that pit road is closed and they just got penalized, which means that he is no longer in contention to win. Oh, come on! Things were looking so good for him. Pit road is now open and several drivers come down to pit road. Denny Hamlin wins the race off of pit road. The caution ends with Giggles Logano jumping to the lead. You gotta be kidding. Yeah, you gotta be effing kidding. That was uncalled for, man. Thankfully, Hamlin has jumped up to 10th. Bowman manages to get past Logano for the lead. Thank fudge. Carson Hocevar and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. continue to go at each other while they both try to get past Giggles Logano. Larson jumped up to 12th, and his teammate Free Willy was able to clear Chastain. Michael McDowell blows a tire, and he's out of the race. Coincidentally, both McDowell and Bubba Wallace have brake issues on top of their tire blowout, so yeah. Pocono is hard on the tires and brakes. It's probably why Trans Am had brake changes back then, because brakes can become a factor in the race. It didn't look like there was going to be a caution until the caution was thrown. Several drivers come down to pit road during caution. The caution ends with Stenhouse leading, and Briscoe gives Hocevar a push and then gets past Hocevar for the lead. Holy crapper! This is getting intense. Contact ensues with Hamlin and Larson when they both got past Austin Dillon, and then all of a sudden, a huge wreck causes yet another caution. Yeah. Man. Kyle Busch causes a chain reaction and several other drivers, including Christopher Bell, got involved in it. Good lord! Bushy can never catch a break. Several drivers come down to pit road during the caution, and we see that Riley Herbst might not be out of the race just yet as his car is being worked on. The caution ends with Briscoe and Stenhouse battling for the lead, and this is the moment where it becomes wild. You never see Stenhouse leading at Pocono, but he does lose the lead to Briscoe. And then all of a sudden, Josh Berry is in second. Holy crapper, we might get another multi-win Wood Brothers racing season before GTA 6 gets released. That is, if he manages to get past Briscoe. Meanwhile, Hamlin is now in 7th. Brad K comes down to pit road yet again while Berry and Briscoe duke it out. Chase Briscoe wins the second stage of Pocono. Several drivers come down to pit road during the stage caution, but anyways, the third and final stage of the final NASCAR race on Amazon Prime begins with Briscoe making a jump to the lead. Hamlin is trying his best to jump up to third, which he does. Here we go. This is it. We get another intense battle for the lead. Buescher is running down Briscoe and trying to take the lead away from him. Josh Berry and Austin Cindric both come down to pit road, and next to join in are Briscoe, Larson, and several other drivers who decided to do their final pit stops of the day. Prosper, Texas is now in the lead, and Hamlin is next to come down to pit road, and he just gave up the lead to Ryan Blaney. Expect to see the top 12 come down to pit road next time around. Told you so. Blaney comes down to pit road and gives up the lead to Brad K, and then another caution came out with SVG losing control during the pit road cycle. A few drivers come down to pit road during caution. Denny chooses the outside line, and once the race restarts, Hamlin doesn't manage to clear his teammate Chase Briscoe, but he still gets second, although Blaney attempted to get past him. Hocevar falls back as he got loose. Kyle Larson gets past Priest for 7th. The burn bar makes another appearance, and Briscoe is doing his best to save as much fuel as he can, as he didn't get a lot of fuel during the pit stop. Hamlin has to hold off Ryan Blaney and try to get past Briscoe, which is a tough task to do for him, as he is dealing with the pressure of both his teammate and a Penske driver. And on top of that, Chase Elliott is on their tail. With 3 to go, Hamlin is coming closer to Briscoe, but he still wasn't able to do it, as Briscoe somehow managed to save enough fuel to win his first race at Pocono. I was disappointed that Hamlin didn't win, but it was still impressive for Briscoe to win. Especially when he did a Alex Palou fuel save strategy. Like, Alex Palou, ironically enough, did the same thing at Road America. But here, he kind of knew what he was doing. He doesn't gamble at all. Alex Palou never gambles. Yeah, I'll be looking at that race review next. It gets a 9 out of 10 for the fact that Chase Briscoe did an incredible job on saving enough fuel to get to the finish. I was like, how did he manage to save enough fuel to get to the end, even though he had a mistake on pit road? This is one moment where it makes you go, what the heck? since nobody expected it. But anyways, I'm going to sign off. Here's the link to last year's Cup Series race at Pocono if you want to see it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just in case you haven't already done so. Catch you guys next time, and peace out!